Now for our next story, we turn to Africa's biggest oil producer, Nigeria, where the continent's largest refinery is rapidly redefining global oil trade, not just in West Africa, but across markets in Europe, the United States, and West Asia. In a historic shift, the United States became a net exporter of crude to Nigeria in early 2024 for the first time ever. New data showed that in February and March last year, the US exported more crude oil to Nigeria than it imported. US crude exports to Nigeria were 111,000 barrels per day in February and 169,000 barrels per day in March. While the US crude imports from Nigeria, just over 54,000 barrels in February and 72,000 barrels per day in March. The shift was driven by two factors: a slowdown in US demand due to the refinery maintenance issues, and a surge in crude requirements from Nigeria's newly operational Dangote Refinery. But before we tell you why this trade reversal is important, let's look at what the Dangote Refinery really is. Now, it's a $20 billion mega project by Africa's richest man, Alyson Dangote. It is located in the Lekki Free Zone near Lagos. The operation started just last year. It has a 650,000 barrels per day capacity. The refinery is the largest in Africa and one of the largest single train refineries in the world. Now, Nigeria has long been a crude oil exporter, but had to import most of its refined fuels due to limited domestic capacity. The Dangote Refinery aims to change that, supplying the local market and cutting dependence on foreign fuel. This to kickstart operations, it required massive amounts of crude, including from the US. As per reports, this has led to the trade reversal, a temporary but symbolic shift that reflects Nigeria's bigger vision. But the Dangote Refinery is not just looking inward. It's also taking Nigerian fuel global simultaneously. And this year, it has already reached a major milestone, exporting up to 1 million tons of petrol. Now, the plant has shipped thousands of metric tons of gasoline to Asia and sent 2 consignments of jet fuel to Saudi Aramco, the world's largest oil firm. It also delivered nearly 1.7 million barrels of jet fuel to US ports through 6 vessels. Now, this growth is starting to disrupt old market chains. In January, OPEC warned that Dangote's rise was beginning to shake Europe's fuel export business to Africa, a trade long valued at $17 billion per year. Now the experts believe that this long-standing supply route could soon come to an end. As of April this year, Dangote's refinery has more capacity than the 10 largest refineries in Europe combined. So a nation long dependent on fuel imports is now challenging global supply chains. And as the Dangote Refinery expands its reach, Nigeria isn't just refining oil. It's redefining the rules of the global energy market.
Firstpost now available in 9 languages on YouTube. English,
Stands at $36 trillion.
French,
Le FMI, comme
German,
Geschäftsführenden Direktor,
Hindi,
$30 trillion kakaij mo.
Indonesian,
Pemerintah tanpa pemeriksaan.
Italian,
Sekali radikali.
Japanese,
Portuguese,
Portuguese,
por causa do próprio balanço patrimonial.
Spanish.
Beautiful bill.
Go to Settings, click on Audio Track and select a language of your choice. Be the first to know what's happening around you in your first language. Firstpost.